Here we are, final time this season. We are in Brazil Division 4, race number 12. We are starting qualifying and then we have 50% race. And at least now it seems like try qualifying ahead. See who is the first one out on track, and it seems like it's the McLaren driver Lars Linden. So we are on board off with Lars Linden, who is the first one setting the lap, as he takes the widest line possible to keep his speed. As he keeps it very tight on the exit and DRS open, and we are heading to the number 4 turn, and then keep it on the track limits, and then again keep it on the inside and then touch the curb a little bit and stay on the track limits as we start the trickiest part of the track. As he comes to the final turn before back straight, as he's gonna come to the DRS line, open up the DRS and keep it on the really inside, and it's gonna be 1.7.1 McLaren driver. As there's Musalot as out, the second McLaren driver is out of the session. PR4 goes P2 with mediums. As Cameron invalidates his lap, as we go to the third driver Gerard, who's coming to the line, but he has invalidated, he has to start another lap. As his teammate Rene is coming to the line, also it's gonna be 1.7.0, and he's currently on pole position. As Bragg gonna get huge slipstream and goes provisional pole position 1.7.0. Circus Layer is starting his lap with those medium tires. It's interesting to see what kind of race strategy those drivers are gonna go. Is it gonna be soft to hard or soft to medium or medium hard, medium soft? There's a lot of different kind of ways to do this race. As he comes to the end of sector 2, there's a little bit traffic ahead, but shouldn't be nothing bad as he comes to the final turn before open up the DRS and crossing the line, and it's gonna be 1:7.7. It's only 7/10 from pole position with no mediums. As there's Tiamarita is coming to the line. No, actually he goes to the pits. As the first 5 laps has been done, and Lars Wallin is again out. As Miamico goes fastest, 1:6.8, he's the first one below 1:7, and that's kinda cute lap for him. As Lars Wallin is improving a little bit on his sector 1, as he comes to the sector 2, there's traffic ahead. As Lars Wallin is gonna come to the end of sector 2, and he's improving a little bit over 2/10 as he gets a little bit oversteer on the exit of last corner, but he's gonna come to the line, and it's gonna be 1:7.0. He lost a little bit time on the last corner, but it is currently P2. Let's see where is PR4. PR4 is currently on P13 as he crossed the line. He went to P7 at the moment, and Spooder Elephant is now P13 as there is Spooder Elephant and PR4 fighting from the title, from the championship title. As Spooder is gonna come to the trickiest part of the track, sector 2. It's like a big karting track. There's a lot of low speed corners as you wanna get good exit of every corner. As Spooder is improving almost 7/10, and that will put him on top top 10 as he's gonna come to the line, and it's gonna be 1:7.1, and he goes P7 with that lap just behind Nakmati Attila. Stin is gonna come to the line, and it's gonna be 1:7.3, and goes P10 with that lap. Nakmati Attila has invalidated his lap. And Soccer Slayer also has invalidated his lap. Yeah, it's easy to invalidate lap around Brazil. As mi amigo is improving, he's currently on pole position, and he's even getting better with that lap as he puts 1:6.7. And no one is on lap, I think. Third is starting his lap. Let's stay on board him and see what kind of lap he can put for us today. As he comes to the first turn, braking after 50-meter forward, and then keep it on the track limits and keep it off that inside curb. That's really deadly if you go a little bit too much for it, as he has huge understeer moment there. As now he loses the back end, as he's really struggling. His car is understeering all the time. C4 on the outlap at the moment. I think there's no one else doing lap at the moment. Yeah, there's no one. No, actually there is Rene. No. Is there is no third invalidate. So the first one setting the lap is gonna be C4 on the Alpha Tauri. As he comes nicely through the Senna S corners, and then the air's open as there's traffic ahead, but they get the move out pretty nicely. He's a little bit down on his lap, but everything can change in sector 2. As it's looking really nice line through the sector 2 corners. As he lifts off, he decides to back off. He wasn't improving so much, I think. Supermark is on lap at the moment. As he is coming sector 2 at the moment. He is now coming to the end of sector 1, sector 2. And he's getting a little bit slipstream from car ahead. As there's Alpine driver ahead of him. And it's gonna be P8 for Supermark. 17.2. Lars Linden, he's currently on P4, but he's starting to his lap at the moment. And Sonkosdeo is gonna set his lap right behind him, and it's gonna be 1:06.5, and it's currently on pole position by 2/10, and he crashes out. Okay. As Rene is starting his lap on his red Ferrari. He's not improving, but as he invalidates his lap. As PR4, our championship contender goes P3. As there is 15-point gap between PR4 and Spuder Elephant. And PR4 is currently leading the championship. So Spuder Elephant really has to succeed on this Brazil Grand Prix that he can win still the championship from PR4. But it's looking good for PR4 at the moment. As Budafont puts the fastest sector 2. He's on a flyer at the moment. His open DRS are gonna go to the line, and it's gonna be 1:06.8 and goes P3 just ahead of his rival PR4. That was good back from Budafont. And that's qualifying over today. Everyone has been set their laps, and we have finished the qualifying. So in pole position today is the Red Bull driver Jonker Slayer by 2/10, and alongside him on the first row of the grid is Miamigo on the Aston Martin. Then in the second row is Budafont and PR4 championship contenders, and then is another Red Bull driver Nakamati Attila and Rene on the third row, and then fourth row is Brake and Lars Linden. And then in the fifth row is Supermark and Brian. And then it's Stin Pilven, Kingsman P12, Hemorrhoida P13, C4 P14, Flash P15, Third P16, Kovacs P17, and Benner says Musalot didn't set even tail laps. As we are entering into the formulation lap in couple of minutes, in a couple of seconds. I still have 20 seconds before entering the formation lap. And now we are ready to go formation lap. As there is predicted pit stop strategy, and it's gonna be one stop, soft to hard, pretty simple. So top 10 is starting with soft ice, of course, and then outside of top 10 there is only 2 drivers start on soft ice, and that's Ben Energy and Musavat on the back of the grid, and then outside of top 10 everyone else is on medium tires. And it's interesting to see how early those top 10 is gonna go for pits. As there is soft ice, they are gonna hit pretty much on every lap since the start of the race, as this track is really hard to for tires, especially for soft tires, and it's crucial to take a lot of fuel as this track is harsh on the fuel also. As drivers are coming back to the grid, we are almost ready to go for exciting final race in Division 4. Two championship contenders on P3 and P4. As final cars is coming to the grid, and we are ready to go. Everything is ready, and it's 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are off. And it's a good start from the McLaren Red Bull driver as he comes to first on the first corner, keeps his lead. There we go, stage P2, as Bulafant has stayed ahead of his rival P4 as they are gonna come to the turn number 4. And it's looking clean at the moment, really clean start from everyone, as we are already on sector 2 with all drivers still in the race. And now the race begins with PR4 and Spud-Elephant. Spud-Elephant needs to take the win of this race to have a chance to take a win from PR4 today. And I think PR4 needs to stay in P4 and Spud-Elephant has to win this race. There's a fight going on between Kingsman and Bryke. Bryke gets the move done and is now up to P9. Moosalot is gonna go for the move on Stin as there's really close fight going on, as we are gonna come up the down uphill and Stin stays ahead of McLaren driver Moosalot, but Moosalot tries to go down the inside but doesn't quite get the move done as he has tire and with those soft tires. As Miamigo puts fastest lap. And Kingsman and Brian fighting, and Brian is up to P10 now. Kingsman falling down to P11. So best start to this Grand Prix. Got the McLaren driver Moosalot from the back of the grid. Has moved up 5 places at the moment, as they are fighting with Stin. And Moosalot is now ahead of Stin. And the worst start to this Grand Prix got the Alfa Romeo driver Stin and the Ferrari driver Gerard, both down 3 places. But nothing serious contact wasn't there, so pretty clean start to this race. As the top 5 stay on their positions. As Spud-Elephant puts the fastest lap. As he's really close to Miamigo, but so is Miamigo close to Jungle Slayer. He needs to get ahead of Miamigo and Jungle Slayer. As there's Lars Linne and Rene fighting for the position. McLaren driver, Ferrari driver goes side by side, going up the hill into sector 2, and the McLaren driver is now ahead of Ferrari driver. He is moved up to P7 now. And also another McLaren driver Moosalot is making progress. He's now currently P12. As there's fight going on and little wheel banging, but Moosalot is now ahead of Timo Reuter. As Miamigo is now really close to Song Slayer, but doesn't wanna go for the move as there's second straight right behind, just after the first straight. As Bryke gets the move down already also, and Benedict from Flash. As now Miamigo goes for the move, he goes down the inside of turn for number 4 and is now leading this race from Jungle Slayer and Spud-Elephant. He's gonna tries the move around the outside and almost loses the car when he was on the grass. PR4 doesn't need to take any risks, but Spud-Elephant really have to take some risks to keep hopes on that championship. as Lars Rollin is the first one to take track limits penalty. As Musawat is now making progress and is now P11. As Ryan and Rene is fighting also, Jared gets 3 second time penalty also. As Musawat is now down the inside of Kingsman and is now P11. Good progress from Musawat. As John Garcia is now really close to Miamico, as Musawat is now up to P10 already. He's making great progress at the moment, as a couple of guys has gone into pit now. As Budefant is now really close to John Garcia, as also as there is a lot of laps still to go until the race is over, the final time this season. But we have already gone 7 laps and it has been intense 7 laps, as John Sayer doesn't want to go for the move. He knows if he goes for the move, Miamico will get ahead of him on this next straight. As the soft runners will be pitting very shortly, as the tires is probably almost done in 10 lap time. As they are still staying out. As Sin is making the progress also, moving from Pen Energy to P11. As Bulefant is gonna go for the move and they both went off the track and there's contact, probably not any damage, but they are going side by side up the hill on sector 2, and that was really risky move from Spudefant, as John Sayer didn't leave any room going into number 4. It was like Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton this year's Brazil Grand Prix, but with contact. As P4 is now really close to Spudefant. Oh no, Miamico gets 3-second time penalty from track limits. As Kingsman gets also 3-second time penalty. As Miamigo is struggling now, he went off the track. I think his tires is losing a grip at this point. As it's really close with top 6 drivers at the moment. Everyone is within 1 second of each other. As now John Slayer is really close to Miamigo and is gonna go for the move down the inside of turn 1 and get the move done. As Lars Berliner has went in the pits now. As now PR4 is really close to Spuder front, but it makes it a lot of difficult for everyone as there's a lot of DRS train going on now. As Kovacs gets 3-second time penalty from track limits. As we are gonna see now if Jean-Claude Leo is gonna go for the pits or is he staying out still. He's staying out, Miamigo staying out, and everyone is staying out at the moment. As we have a nice helicopter view. As Miamigo is closing to Jean-Claude, but didn't want to go for the move. As he's now staying P2 at the moment. And I tell you what, Lars Berliner and Muselot, both of the McLaren drivers, has went for the hard tires. And now PR4 is really close to Skoda front. Is he gonna take an undercut? No, he's staying out. As now both have DRS open, but PR4 isn't gaining, as Sport Elephant has also the DRS. As Sport Elephant gets 3-second time penalty, that's not what we wanted. And that's crucial for the championship at the moment, as PR4 is at the moment gonna win the title of season 3. As Musa gets 10-second time penalty from corner cutting. What is happening there? There is happening awful for Musa. No clue what happened there. But some of the guys has went in the box now. As Miamigo is now side by side with Jean-Claude and gets the move done. And is back on top of the table. as we are expecting the driver's pit in this lap, but we will see who is gonna go for the pits and who is not, as the undercut is really powerful on this track. You can lose or you can gain a lot of time, as they are still staying out. Anyone they isn't pitting, as Supermark has catched the back. Now he's right behind of PR4 at the moment. As the Flash and Nakamoto fighting, and Nakamoto gets the move done from Flash as he is now P10. As Brake is right behind Lars Volinde and he's gonna go for the move down the inside. Lars Volinde a little bit pushes him off the track as Brake went really deep on the brakes, as they still go side by side, as Lars Volinde stays in P12 at the moment. As Pulathat goes for the pit, and that might be good opportunity from him to take the lead of this Grand Prix. But how is he's gonna go? He's gonna go for the mediums. Yes, he's gonna go for the medium tire compound, and that is the right choice for this. As it's slow stop, there's front wing damage. No, that's not going well for Spudafant. That's not going well. As there's Brake has spun, there has been contact with Brake and Lars Linden, I think. As now he's side by side. No, he's back of the Musalot now, and he's back of Renner now, as he has no front wing end plate. There's been contact with someone. I totally missed that situation. As Miyamiko and PR4 and Soxy has went in the pits now. Are they gonna go for the mediums? Yes. Please Sonko Slayer, PR4 also. Brian stays out. He's still staying out with all soft tires. And all of them is gonna go for the medium tires. And they will come just ahead of Lars Wallin, then actually got a bit ahead of, but as there's sector 1 yellow flags, and that's Alfa Romeo driver. I think he has retired in the pits. No, it's not the Alfa Romeo driver, it's Brake. Brake has been retired in the pits as Supermax get time penalty from track limits. So we have one DNF on this race at the moment, as we are almost in the halfway of this race, as Brian went in the box now. He's coming box now and changing his tires to the mediums. As Miyamiko is now right behind of Nakamati Attila Red Bull, as he's gonna try to move on Nakamati Attila, as he is now DRS. He's gaining, and he's gonna go side by side with Nakamati Attila and get the move done. Easily going into turn number 4. As there's sector 1 yellow flags, and that's McLaren driver, and that's the Musalot. He had a great start to this race, but now everything is gonna go bad for him. Unfortunately, this wasn't his race, as Kovacs Kovacs has made a mistake and is in the wall, and that means that we have safety car out of this race. And is Kingsman and Stin gonna go for the pits? Yes, they are gonna go. Let's see if Miamiko and no, he stays out as well. Nagmatiatla, and that was perfectly suited from Stin strategy and also the Kingsman strategy. And as Kingsman went for the soft ties, that was good move from him. As Stin went for hard ties, not the best option, but I think he doesn't have any other choice to go hard or soft, and he decided to go to hard ties. So we will have a little bit break before we are gonna go race again. We have already in the halfway of this race, and it has been really good race so far with great battles. As the safety car is in this lap. And we are almost ready to go race again. As Miamiko will choose the space when he wanna go. As he's gonna wait for the line. And there's gonna be cars on the first turn, I think. But now he's gone. And we are racing again. Hopefully everyone gets a nice to the first couple of corners without no contact. As it seems like we have had really clean restart to this Grand Prix, which is really good. As there's Stin coincide with those hard ties, that wasn't the best choice, I think. As Davis dive bomb on Brian to flash. As Cameron goes down the inside on sector 2 on Laswell as they go side by side the sector 2 as Laswell and oh no, there's contact and they on the crash. No, Laswell has spun as Cameron gets a way of that situation, but that was horrible incident as Supermarket gets ahead of Nakumatila as C4 gets a 3-second time penalty. So yeah, Laswell Linden tried to stay on the inside but take a little bit too much on that curb, which made him spun as Miyamiko has spun. Miyamiko is now currently on P14 as there's a lot of going, and that's championship leader P4. He has some contact and that will be costly for sure for the championship, as that is good news to Spoon Elephant, who is now on the points, and this will... No, actually I think he has to finish on P3. Yeah, I think he has to pass Nakumatila to become champion of this season. So one trying to overtake for Spoon Elephant to get the title. Not an easy job, but he has to do it to become a champion, and he knows it. He knows that he has the chance to do it. As there's Kingsman and Benedict fighting, and Benedict loses the 2 places in one corner. And P4 just now have to get back to the points to keep his championship. That it's gonna be... This race is gonna be... it's really gonna be intense. Title decider ever on Division 4. As there's Kingsman, Brian goes side by side into turn 1, and Brian is now ahead of Kingsman. As Bulefant is now gonna go for the move. The championship move is now on the hands, and Bulefant is now P3 ahead of Nakumatila, and that's everything he needs to do today. But he has the time penalty. He has to get away 3 seconds of Nakumatila to keep his 3rd place of this Grand Prix. Miyamiko is now making progress by overtaking Muselot to the final corner, and he is the championship leader at the moment, P13. It's not looking good for him for sure, as Muselot retires to the pits. As now Spoonafant is right behind Shovermog, and right behind him is Rene, who has... There is some way things going on. Two Ferraris have some connection issues or something. Oh yeah, George is let down. And he's now coasting. As Bulafant is now really close to Supermark. And Supermark goes a little bit wide. And this gives opportunity to Bulafant get the move down on the straight. Here it comes. He's gonna go for the P2. He goes side by side with Aston Martin driver and is now ahead of him. And that's looking really good for Bulafant for the championship. As Supermark tries to go around the outside, but Bulafant doesn't leave any room as he still hanging there on the inside. And now on the oh no, there's huge crash, and that's not what we wanted from Bulafant as he's now out of the session. Oh my god, there's happening everything, and now it's for the PR4 in PR4 hands. The title PR4 is the champion of Division 4 today. No matter where he finishes, outside of top 10 or inside of top 10, he will be still a champion of Division 4. Unbelievable. It was looking good for Bulafant, but now it's looking good for PR4. I haven't seen anything like this for a long time. And that was a little bit aggressive from Schabermack. He knows that Bulafant was challenging for the title, but he decided to hang on around the outside, and it was costly for both of the drivers. But I tell you what, Flash is now leading this race. He didn't want to go in, but he back of his everyone has fitted for new soft tires as there is only 9 laps to go. I was checking standings and everything, and talking about PR4 now, he's the Season 3 champion of Division 4, but he's also Season 2 champion in this Division 4. So he's two-time champion in Division 4. That's quite a good success for him, as he's now currently P10. Not the best race for him, but he's already a champion no matter where he finishes, as the safety car restart is now going on, as ER's Flash is gonna decide when he wants to go. As there's gonna be 6 lap sprint race, as he is gonna go now. We are racing again, as hopefully we can get a clear. No, there's no clear, as there's a lot of guys going side by side, and that's the Lars Wallin is out. Lars Wallin is out of session. PR4 gets a clean restart, luckily, and he's now up to P9. There was 3 or 4 cars going side by side, and that's not going to end well, and this caused the DNF for Lars Wallin. And Jogslayer and Flash is gonna go side by side now from the lead, and Jogslayer move up to lead, as Rene is now challenging Flash as they touch, and there's Rene off the track, and he's out of the session almost. He still keeps going. Oh my god, there has been so much crashes on this race. And now Steen is challenging Brian, and Tiamarota is right behind him, as there's PR4, our champion in P7, as Miamico is DNF of the session. No, again another driver retiring from the session. As PR4 is smart and don't wanna go for any stupid moves. He just watch what everyone else doing, and then after they have battled, he's gonna go for the move. He's 2 times champ. He knows what to do on these kind of situations. As John Jose puts the fast lap on 8.3. As Tiamarota has spun right front of our champion. Another driver is out of position, and that means we have now virtual safety car. We have almost full grid to this race, but now we have only 11 drivers in this race left. this has not been the best race of this season, and it's looking like more like a open lobby at the moment than the legal racing. Drivers just isn't respecting others. They should have to leave more space to everyone and not crash out of the session. But anyway, we are now racing again, and it's now 1-2 for Red Bull. Pretty clear 1-2 at the moment, actually. As Flash in those old soft tires is hanging on P3, and there's another Alfa Romeo driver, P4, P3 and P4 at the moment for Alfa Romeo, as Stin is trying to hold Brian behind him, but Brian is gonna go for the move, but Stin will have a DRS now on this straight, as Brian gets really poor exit, and this will give opportunity for P4 get the move on Stin, as P4 backs out. No, and there's contact with Stin. Stin, you have to leave the pace room for P4. Leaving the room for other drivers is the one of the important rules with what we have in legal racing, and this not have been the example race from that. As the P4 gets a move done on Stin, and he's up to P5 now. As Jogseo is gonna start his final lap in a moment, as there is a lot of fighting going on from P3 position, as Brian goes down the inside and is now P4. Is he gonna get the podium still in this race? It will be amazing drive from P4 today, and it's looking good for P4 as he go around the outside of Flash, and there's contact. Flash isn't giving any room. They have forget all the rules today. Every driver has forget all the rules today, as this not gonna end well, as Flash pushes P4 right, and there's contact. Not again. There has to be about something. Discuss with the drivers about this. That's not acceptable at all. As we are going final corner, as Jogseo wins this race, Dagmata P2, and there's P4 still trying to get the P3 from Flash. Is he gonna go for it? It's gonna be out the line, and Flash blocks P4 just about. As that wasn't really good from Flash, but anyway, P4 for our champion. As the third has fun, the Kingsman is coming to the line, crossing the line on the P10. As the final race of the season is over, it wasn't the best ending, but it was like what it was, and we are entering for next season in a couple of months, and I think. So the winner of this race is Jose on the Red Bull with the fastest lap, and P2 is his teammate Nagmat Attila, P3 Flash and P4 P4, Penards P5, Rene P6, Brian P7, C4 P8, Steen P9, and Kingsman is P10 and third, completing the grid by P11. So this was the final time we seen on this season, and I hope you know. Good night for everyone, and we will see on the next season. No clue when it starts, but anyway, we will see on the next season. Goodbye from me now.